Mishke here, joining the GL world to pitch my new podcast, which now comes out twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays. The show features an extraordinary array of exotic circus performers, forgotten Hollywood starlets, reclusive Fortune 500 CEOs, professional taxidermists. Wait a minute, that's a different promo. Where's the promo for GLers? Here it is. Let's try this again. Mishke here, pitching my new podcast. We're out of time? Could I do it again?
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic Podcast number 1606, August 26th, 2025. 97 degrees at the fair on this day in 2013, and 44 degrees at the fair on this day on two occasions, 1964 and 1968. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608. for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
Hail you!
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
Rick Grossong from Edmond, Oklahoma writes, Mayor, you discussed the changes to Cracker Barrel and what it means. The Cracker Barrel we go to in Oklahoma City has good food at good prices. The atmosphere is nostalgic with a lot of antique tools, home goods, and pictures. The store as you come in is a great place to browse or buy. It includes things like old brands of pop and old brands of candy. I haven't been inside since the rebranding, but the pictures I've seen can be summed up like this. The new Cracker Barrel decor is the restaurant version of the new Minnesota state flag. New but meaningless. Keep up the great work, Rick in Edmond, Oklahoma. Thank you, sir. At the fair, is a poll being taken at the fair or a petition or something about the flag? I think fairgoers are weighing in.
Those are always really effective.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great idea, though, because like what Joe referenced earlier, you're getting a mix of everybody.
And from Doris Mold, our animal wrangler, the second person ever to be inducted into the Garage Logic Hall of Fame. She followed Marjorie. Joe, looking forward to seeing you this Friday. Rook said a Cracker Barrel closed in Minnesota. Well, he's wrong. It was the Machine Shed restaurant that closed, more of a Midwestern farm-themed place in Woodbury. So Rookie is not the food know-it-all. Take care, Doris, GL Animal Wrangler, and your second inductee.
Well, I beg to differ with that Hall of Fame champion.
No.
The Machine Shed is on 94
and
Radio Drive. Cracker Barrel is 494 and just off of Valley Creek Road.
And I apologize.
We're plowing through.
I apologize.
Yep, so duly noted. Did he just give me duly noted? Did he say noted and kept going? Okay,
noted.
I got you.
Crashed ice. Here we go.
I aired yesterday with Katie Tierney, and I apologize. Of course I know Katie. You brought her up.
I did. I'm thinking, Joe, this is Katie.
Well, she writes, Hail the Flashlight King.
Hail you.
I sense no enthusiasm.
Well, because Katie's about to read you the riot act.
But she does it so kindly.
Okay.
Yesterday, Reavers was kind enough to apologize for not showing up at the Hofferman water booth. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, you did.
Even though it's spelled H-A. It just,
What do you expect?
Would it be Haferman?
It's
Hofferman.
Joe.
Whoops.
Yesterday, Reavers was kind enough to apologize for not showing up at the Hofferman water booth where I was hoping to introduce him to the handsome husband on account of, you want to know why?
Yeah.
We're practically neighbors, meaning Katie and you, apparently.
Yep.
You reacted as though you've never heard of me or East Union. But as Reavers said, I'm a loyal GLer who has written in like 1,000 times. I introduced the concept of the male fun limitation factor when my husband, Tom, kept trying to fold laundry and steal my joy. He wrote in the next day in his own defense. I am the crazy cat lady whose cats were offended by the use of the term Garage Logic people. The cats also really seem to like Kenny. Weird. I wrote in about the non-woke University of Wisconsin graduation in 2024. Just a few weeks ago, I wrote in chastising you for never having been to my hometown of Houston, Texas. Even Rookie recognized me and Tom at the fair. He's still confused as to which Tierney clan we belong to, though. But it's okay, Joe. I'm the fourth of 5 children. My parents sometimes forget I exist because I'm not the first, last, or middle. I'm just sort of there. I'm used to it. Maybe I can look at you as a father figure now. It's nice to know. It's nice to know Reavers cares, though. I'll keep pushing back, and one day I might be lucky enough to make it to regular status on GL. Signed, Katie Tierney, East Union, Minnesota. Well, Katie, I'll never make that mistake again.
That Tierney family is not to be confused with the Mauer St. Mark's Tierney family. This is a different Tierney family who were a Sound Story customers.
Katie, you have the honor now. You're one of us because Joe can't tell anybody anything about our personal lives. He knows nothing about us, even though he works with us every day.
He knows I'm married and I have some kids.
Katie, let me also point out, when you're there at the fair, which I'm assuming you're going to be on Friday, each one of the staff members is going to make sure we introduce you to Joe at some point throughout the broadcast at the KSTP building.
I now know not only how many children each of you have, I know what year your wife was born. I know how
We're not
old
going to
she
get into
is.
that.
What it's going to cost you?
Can I tell you a story about Nancy Mace? She, as far as I'm concerned, she's a Republican representative from South Carolina, and she's a moron.
Okay.
In this case, she's a moron.
Okay.
She, it's made the news, has not made the legacy media, which surprises me. It would give the traditional news gathering organizations another opportunity to carve up a Trump supporter. But it hasn't been in the national news. It's been on Huffington Post. It's in the Hindustan Times. And I know it for a fact to have been true. On Sunday, well, let me read you the story. Where is it?
Yeah, you got to find it before you can read it.
Oh, for Pete's sake. I typed her out.
Pay attention, GLers, because I have a feeling you're going to fire off an angry email when Joe is done with this story.
Oh,
so you're going to want to listen
You think
closely.
there's going to be some hate?
Well, on Sunday, she turned in her apparently has a child who attends the University of South Carolina in Columbia, South Carolina. And she called in the report of a 6-foot-tall white fellow walking through campus with a gun. Well, that unleashed all hell, and the authorities show up, and the kids were told to shelter in place, and if you lived off campus, lock your doors, and
Quite an ordeal.
It turned out to be a guy merely walking along with an umbrella. And so at the very least, she owes an apology. If I was the boss, I'd make her pay for whatever that cost to have all those law enforcement people show up. But here, I can lend a personal note to this. We have a person in the circle who attends the University of South Carolina.
Okay.
So we were getting live text and video of this as it happened, and including one video of 2 guys looking out their window at a beautiful sidewalk wandering through campus at the guy holding what appeared to be a rifle, and they're going, "Holy bleep! Look! Oh my God!" Yeah. And that was the guy with the umbrella. And then we got another text. We've been told to stay put. I'm in my place. Everything's cool. And only to receive another text about 30 minutes later saying it's all clear. It was a false alarm, and nothing came of this.
Just an umbrella.
And it was an umbrella. And I don't know what compelled Nancy Grace to issue that alarm. I don't know. I lost the story I printed on this.
Nancy Mace.
Mace. What did I say, Grace?
You said Grace.
Same thing.
Did you have the Guardian story?
Kenny, I had a story from the Hindustan Times, and I don't know where it went.
I have one from the Guardian.
Well, all I want to know is what caused her to make the call.
Was it overcast and rainy? That would be one
it looked like a beautiful day, but the guy had an umbrella.
she saw this guy carrying an umbrella. She called it in as a white male, black pants, approximately 6 feet tall, still in the area, carrying a gun.
You would think the left would have a field day with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
State University issued a credible report alert right away.
Was she on campus at the time? It must sound like it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, you in the back.
I'm on record as saying I'm completely okay with this guy being arrested for being a white male carrying an umbrella.
Whoa!
What are you doing?
Get rid of them all.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, maybe it was going to rain that day.
Right.
because I can't.
Maybe he, was.
It really irritates me that I don't have that story
You want me
in
to
front
look
of
on
me.
your desk?
Please.
She also posted a picture of the guy.
I know. And I saw live as it was happening, I saw this purported shooter strolling along with his umbrella. Although at the time, I didn't know what it was. When I looked at the video sent to me by the person in question, nothing. All right. Look at the printer.
She is facing backlash from both political parties, but I think Reavers, before the show, made an excellent point.
Thank
Chris,
you.
If you don't mind.
Remind me?
Chris, you said something along the lines of, now we're not supposed to call 911.
Well, that's always the fear that I've had is if we start making people apprehensive about possibly calling in a threat, aren't we doing a disservice to the public? Because, listen, I think we're all on the same page here saying I'm always hyper aware that everyone's trying to kill me and my kids, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm saying I don't think we should be in the business of trying to make those people feel like they shouldn't be calling in what they view as a suspicious threat.
Not that the only thing in there was a pile about some weather story about an umbrella guy.
Here, Joe, Mace later backtracked, posting, this is a quote, real or hoax or mistake, now would be an appropriate time to talk about hardened security at schools of all grades, colleges, and universities. This was a terrifying experience for students on campus and their families. Many are confused after being told there was an active shooter. Some are even afraid to return.
Well, it was a terrifying experience because of her.
And she has she is a mom of a student at USC.
Mm-hmm.
What was the feedback from your people?
Well, just saying, stay put. Don't wander out there.
They didn't freak out, or they didn't.
No.
What do you mean, your people?
Followed protocol.
My people.
Your people.
I got people down there.
People. Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So does Mr. Fredoloni. He now has people down there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I got no people down there.
It's a neat.
Columbia?
I have a hat that
We know.
I like to wear occasionally when I know it could be terribly irritating to people.
Wait a minute. She did not call 911.
What'd she do?
She posted a picture of the guy.
And then somebody else took it from there?
And I think from what I'm seeing, the alert was already sent out. She received a photo, or she took the photo, and she posted the photo. So she's being criticized for posting the photo.
Okay. It all worked out. Thank you very much.
According to our YouTube chat room, the Umbrella Man was also visible during the JFK assassination.
May I have some sort of fanfare, please? Oh, look at how quickly that was available.
Oh, look at this guy.
We have conviction number 53 in the food fraud scandal.
Right. Way to go.
Ahmed Yassin Ali,
Imagine that.
age 60, who pled guilty Friday at the federal courthouse in downtown Minneapolis. Ali is defendant, and here's a math problem. He's conviction number 53, but he's defendant number 37 out of 73. He entered guilty plea number 46 to become the 53rd person convicted in the food fraud. In a twist, Ali pled guilty to one felony count of a new charge related to evading currency reporting requirements back in Feb of 2021. The new charge does not appear to have a direct connection to the free food scheme under which he was originally charged. Nonetheless, today's charge against Ali was filed under the same docket number as Feeding Our Future fraud case. The lead defendant of the three-man Jigga Jigga group, Laban Yassin Alishire, entered the case's sixth guilty plea overall way back in January 23. In the more than 2.5 years since, Alshire has yet to be sentenced to the case. Jigga Jigga is the name of a business center and event space on Lake Street in South Minneapolis where this corner of the fraud was based. Jigga Jigga is named after the capital city of the Somali region of Ethiopia. According to the indictment in the case, Ali was co-owner of Lake Street Kitchen, the alleged food supplier to the group's free food distribution operation. The group claimed to operate food sites at the Jigga Jigga Center. The group is alleged to have taken $1.6 million out of the free food program. They were claiming to feed 3,000 kids a day.
Wow,
Jeez,
they're busy.
You might have seen that on the news,
Yeah.
but it wasn't there. The third member of the group, Kadar Jigre Adan, is still scheduled to stand trial beginning September 18. On Tuesday, August 26, that's today, just the sixth sentencing is scheduled to take place in the case. Hayat Noor, a participant in the Empire Cuisine Group, defendant number 22 and coincidentally conviction number 22, was convicted on 3 of 5 counts faced in last year's courtroom trial. Also, today, the latest defendant, number 73, Hussein Farah of the New Vision Foundation, is scheduled to enter a guilty plea and become conviction number 54. Not all Somalis appear in the news.
However,
But all Somalis who appear in the news are thieves.
Do you want some breaking news?
Yeah.
To lighten the mood?
Yeah. I know exactly what you're going to do.
Travis and Tay-Tay are now engaged.
Damn it. I had sent out a text
I got to put up with that crap for the next.
to maybe get an on-site correspondent with the reaction from that very thing.
Would I happen to know this person?
Very well.
Yeah, we ought to get her on the phone.
This is a big day, Joe.
Why don't you find a 12-year-old instead?
Well, same thing.
You know what? You're right.
You told me how old she was during the break.
Yeah, for your stupid math problem.
It's a good one.
That news came to you from the center of the American experiment. Our
Jason and
friends.
Tay-Tay
Taylor
news?
and
Really?
No, the
Full coverage.
the Jigga Jigga,
Oh,
the food fraud indictment.
got it.
That came to us from the center of the American experiment. They're a little focused on education right now. It's not working out too well in Minnesota, despite what Dom DeLuise is telling you. Less than half of Minnesota students are meeting grade level benchmarks in reading and math. It's a statewide problem. It's dreadful. Whatever we're doing isn't working. We've tried more money. That's a bottomless pit. We've tried more bureaucracy. That's absurd. What the American experiment has advocated is something they're called 7K for kids. It would give parents control of $7,000 per child per year, and then the parents choose the best education for their kids. Public, private, charter, homeschool, whatever fits. Learn more at 7kforkids.com. Or, as always, check out the AmericanExperiment.org and find it there. It's time for real school choice. And the American Experiment insists it's a better future for Minnesota's children. The AmericanExperiment.org.
This is your before and after story. Prepare for an incredible career in nursing. At Southeastern College, experience expert hands-on training. Learn real-world skills in our professional lab and simulated settings. And train for opportunities as a practical nurse, registered nurse, or career advancement with our RN to BSN program. At Southeastern College, your future is bright. Visit sec.edu to get started.
Reavers here once again for my guy, Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Well, sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? Well, Mr. Money Talk is going to be able to sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute, no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608 and set up your free 48-minute, no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
I broke the seal on my 6th bag of French roast from customroasting.net yesterday morning. And with the recent knowledge learned from Steven, he's the roast master, I'm no longer dumping it into a Tupperware container. It's actually better to leave it in the bag that it comes in because this heavy-duty Ziploc will keep it fresher longer. And when you order your GL sample pack from customroasting.net, you're going to notice the bags have a one-way relief valve on them. That's because after roasting the coffee releases gases, and that valve allows those gases to escape without letting any outside air in. So get to the website, customroasting.net, click on the GL tab. You'll see the sample bundle. They've put together for us a bundle featuring the French roast, that's the darkest. Then next in line, Boundary Waters blend, the Morning blend, and the Columbia Excelso. I've had all of those, and I love them equally. But the French roast, just a little bit more equal. Stephen, the roaster there, and he's also the proprietor. He only roasts the beans that they have orders for. So not only is this the freshest roasted coffee you can get, thanks to the bag, it stays fresh once it arrives at your home. A fantastic cup of coffee at a reasonable price. CustomRoasting.net.
What are you doing?
About to get fired.
What is this?
Breaking news?
We have breaking news, and we have to go to the number one on-site correspondent as to the depths of the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift relationship.
What?
Because it's a full-on engagement between the two. We are here to talk to the CP.
What do you think?
Oh, my God, Joe, there's going to be no dinner for you tonight. No dinner whatsoever.
Why?
I can't believe it.
Why? She hung up. She's so excited she hung up.
Did we
I
lose
didn't
her?
touch him.
I did not hang up.
Oh, here you are.
I am here. You want to hang up. I'm not going to hang up, Joe.
Listen.
With all the crummy news going on, this is the absolute best thing that could possibly happen to your life.
It's going to bring America together.
What the hell does it have to do with my life?
I'm not going to be bugging you with Trump stories all day long.
See?
Idiot is.
Jen, we're talking about this for the whole show.
Oh, my God. Why did you ask me to come in? I would have loved it.
What about the granddaughters? I bet they're excited.
Oh, you can't believe how many phone calls I got.
I'm sure you did.
Everybody, Joe. Come on, get on the bandwagon.
All right, that's fantastic.
When do you think they'll get married?
Probably next summer. Don't you think after?
Are you going?
After the season?
Are you going?
Do you think it'll be a public thing that you could attend with the kids?
Maybe they'll get married at Chief Stadium.
No, because Joe doesn't talk enough nice things about them. So no, I won't get invited.
3 years ago, you didn't know what a football was.
Oh, get out of here! Even though you don't have you have a podcast. You have nothing like New Heights. Nothing.
No, but if my girlfriend was Taylor Swift, I would.
Well, no, Joe. If your girlfriend was Look at me. Come on.
Here's what I heard.
I'm fun.
I think if we had you on every day, I think our numbers would go.
We have to go now.
You
CP.
better believe they will, but Mr. Ego won't let me do it.
I'll tell you, CP, what I've heard, rumors are the engagement tour across the United States is going to be very expensive.
Oh, that's okay. They have money. It's going to be wonderful.
Say,
well, you enjoy this day. It's wonderful.
Wait, don't hang up on her yet.
See how he does that? It's always a constant. Okay, I've had enough.
Our management team is always looking for new podcasts. Maybe you and the granddaughters could start a podcast here that would rival and maybe even beat GL.
It would in a minute. And it would change the whole dynamic of KSCP.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you to referring to him in the third person as he while he's on the line.
On CNN, they're covering it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Just wants to offer up a few thoughts on Trump quick before.
No, you're fired.
I know I am.
And Kenny's fired.
This is what he does. This is what he does when he wants to talk.
Oh, you two, we are going to set records today.
No, I don't
Believe it or not,
so.
GLers, they do love each other. You just got to go deep.
I do love it when she calls you he.
Yeah.
I love the third person reference. You can't beat it.
Look at him.
Yeah, listen to him.
Can you take us on a Mysterian tour?
I need to catch my breath for a second.
Not that we just weren't on.
Fair enough.
Yes, Joe, where would you like to begin?
Well, you tell me where we're headed.
Well, you know what? Since we're going to go on Mysterian Roundup once again, maybe we should start with our dear friend, Governor Tim Walz, who, oh, by the way, was at the State Fair today, tweeted out a photo where he walked right by our booth.
Really?
He can't come on. But he walked.
Is this our governor speaking? I think the National DNC held a little meeting here yesterday.
This was the
today.
DNC
I don't know when they did.
Summit meeting. I believe this was the 25th. What is that? That's yesterday.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It was yesterday.
Yeah.
So here's your Governor Tim Walz at the DNC Summit meeting.
All right.
Think of how easy it would be to be a damn Republican. Oh, what should I wear today? This stupid freaking red hat. What should I say today? I don't know. Just make sure it's cruel. Who do we listen to? That guy. Oh, the felon in the White House? Yeah, listen to him and that will be fine. Now he's talking about burning flags. He's going to have flag burning or whatever. Because he knows there's a hell of a lot of flags with his picture on it that are going to get burned. There's a whole lot of that kind of crap that people are sick of. And I have to tell you, we can have our internal decision making, our internal healthy debates, but I refuse to believe we do not have the luxury to fight amongst ourselves why that thing sits in the White House.
Okay, that's...
I don't know that he was...
I don't know what any of that meant.
The flag burning thing, that was a little different.
Trump has signed an executive order to make it a year in jail if you burn a flag.
Thank you.
The Supreme Court has already ruled that the flag can be burned. I don't intend to burn one. And number two, he has no authority to establish such a sentence.
Sure.
Yeah.
At this same DNC summer meeting, Ken Martin, Joe, your guy Ken Martin.
Ken Martin is the head of the DNC, I think.
Correct. And he introduced a woman who was there to begin her particular portion of the program with land acknowledgement.
All right.
At the DNC summit
and
meeting
where
yesterday.
were we? At the Target Center or something?
Somewhere over there.
Yeah.
It's Lindy Somek, who is from the Saginaw Ojibwe Nation, and she's going to deliver our land acknowledgement today. Lindy?
It's boosted. Give me... Here she comes.
Bonjour, Lindy Somek, Nindichnikaz.
Anyway, that's what she does. The volume was not up to snuff.
We were standing on
stolen
colonized land.
Yeah, stolen land.
I see.
We'll go back to Governor Walz, who wasn't finished, because his whole standpoint now is just to rip President Trump.
Yeah, he doesn't offer much except that, yeah.
And I am proud of this state like so many others, and I will have to tell you, the privilege of my lifetime was stand beside someone we know was the most qualified and would have been a fantastic president in a President Harris. And look, we wouldn't wake up every day to a bunch of shit on TV and a bunch of nonsense. We would wake up to an adult with compassion and dignity and vision and leadership doing the work. Not a man-child crying about whatever's wrong with him. May his fat ankles find something today.
Wow, what a dick.
Petty as hell. But look, I think for each and every one of you, I know you got a busy day ahead of you. I'm grateful for the work you do. I'm grateful for the focus, and my friend Ken.
All right, thank you, Tim.
We also have, would you like to go to Chicago?
The Windy City.
Yeah,
sure.
the Windy City was in the news yesterday with both the governor of the state of Illinois.
That'd be Pritzker.
Yes, but also Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson says that throwing criminals in jail is racist.
Oh.
As the mayor of this city, I can tell you that Chicagoans are not calling for a military occupation. They are calling for the same thing that we've been calling for some time, and that's investment. What safe cities across America all have in common, they invest in people. And that's what we're doing in Chicago. We need the federal resources to make sure that we're building more affordable housing, expanding mental and behavioral health care, education, all of these things that could reduce crime and provide real community safety. Instead of spending hundreds of millions of dollars for a publicity stunt to invoke chaos and terror, the federal government should spend that money on proven solutions to crime and violence reduction. We cannot incarcerate our way out of violence. We've already tried that, and we've ended up with the largest prison population in the world without solving the problems of crime and violence. The addiction on jails and incarceration in this country, we have moved past that. It is racist, it is immoral, it is unholy, and it is not the way to drive violence down.
All right. It's racist then to put people in jail?
That's what Brandon Johnson says.
All right. Well, we better not do that then. Let's not put anybody in jail.
He was also, I believe this was also yesterday. No, excuse me, this was this morning. He was on MSNBC, which is going to be, what, MS Now? Aren't we changing the name of that?
Something different, yeah.
And he was asked, do you believe the streets of Chicago would be safer if there were 500 or 5,000 more officers on the streets?
Would you also like to get federal funding to help put 5,000 more cops on the street in Chicago? Would that help drive down crime?
Well, look, policing by itself is not the full strategy.
No, I understand that. You've talked about the other things you want, and I said those are good and important programs, but I'm asking also, would 5,000 more police officers on the street in Chicago be helpful to go along with all of those social programs that a lot of cities are engaging in and having success with?
Well, look, here's the best way I can put it, Joe, is that in the 90s when I was in high school, we had 3,000 more police officers and we had 900 people being murdered every single year in Chicago. It's just not policing alone. Of course, we want more detectives.
I can't take this. It's pointless.
Joey Scarborough turned on us.
It's pointless.
That's why I don't watch those channels.
It's just pointless.
It's just pointless, anxiety-inducing drivel.
And that mayor of Chicago is pointless.
That's all garbage.
And I'm going to guess you don't want to hear from Pritzker.
I do want to hear from Pritzker. He's an heir to a hotel fortune.
Yes,
he's a billionaire. Got a nice place on Lake Geneva.
He's fuming over Trump's proposal to send the National Guard to help Chicago fight its crime issue.
Finally, to the Trump administration officials who are complicit in this scheme, to the public servants who have forsaken their oath to the Constitution to serve the petty whims of an arrogant little man, to any federal official who would come to Chicago and try to incite my people into violence as a pretext for something darker and more dangerous, we are watching and we are taking names. This country has survived darker periods than the one that we're going through right now. And eventually, the pendulum will swing back, maybe even next year. Donald Trump has already shown himself to have little regard for the many acolytes that he has encouraged to commit crimes on his behalf. You can delay justice for a time, but history shows you cannot prevent it from finding you eventually.
All right.
The Pritzker family owns the Heidt Corporation.
Well, I have some additional news on Pritzker. Parents in Illinois are a little upset with him.
Why is this?
He wishes to extend student financial aid eligibility to illegal aliens.
Why not?
He's the same governor who removed a tax break for law-abiding citizens who wish to send their kids to a non-public school. They had a tax break going, and the teachers' union got to him, and he caved in, and he took that tax break away.
That's Chicago for you.
So here you are, you're working your butt off in Illinois to pay your kids' bills, and this governor who he wishes to provide the aid for illegal aliens.
Isn't that the same thing that's happening here?
Yeah.
How's that working out?
He's a rumored 2028 Democratic national or Democratic presidential contender. He signed a bill into law opening student financial aid to all Illinois residents regardless of immigration status, opening the path for illegal immigrants residing in the state to receive educational financial benefits. But if you're a hardworking Illinois citizen, you've been paying your taxes, and you've had a tax break removed from you when you shop around for school and end up wanting to send your kid to a private school. You couldn't do it.
Can I give you one Forbes quote this was from 2014.
Forbes meaning Steve Forbes?
The magazine, Forbes.com.
Yeah.
Pritzker Trust dodges Illinois state income tax.
Isn't that something?
They took him to court and they won. So they didn't have to pay any state income tax.
Well, he's very, he's hypocritical.
Family's got some money.
They got the nice place in Geneva.
You see?
I'm sure they got many.
You been invited over, Tiger?
No, but they got many.
They
got many places. I don't know what he did. Was he a bellhop maybe or something?
I doubt that. I think he skipped that. They were fighting over their trust.
Did you want to wrap up Mysterian Corner?
Well, I would add to Mysterian Corner
is great.
Right here in the Twin Cities, we have a Scream Club. SCREAM. We have a Scream Club.
What do you do?
You scream. You get all your.
You got to read the quotes.
Are you here to scream? Holly Carr asked people who strolled by her Sunday night as the sun began to set near Cedar Nichols Trailhead in Burnsville. Holly founded the Scream Club Twin Cities in early August. The group travels to different lakes, rivers, and streams each week to scream across the water. And they're looking for new members for the club. They meet on Sundays at 5:30 for 2 and perform some deep breathing exercises.
Because it enhances the scream?
Yeah. Before they scream 3 to 5 times in group shouts. Carr tries to warn boaters and anglers prior to the shrieks. Okay.
You're living in the ghetto. My God.
Well, this is Burnsville.
Yeah. It's a giant food lot.
Pretty much the same.
You're all down there, elbow to elbow, fighting for the same morsel.
Here's somebody named Cedar Dawson. Cedar. Will you foghorn that name, please?
Absolutely.
That's a tree. It's not really a name.
And a street.
She said she's 39 and she feels the relief of screaming. She had builds after every yell. Yeah. The first scream was Bianca Neve's favorite. She's quoted in here. I don't think I've ever yelled before like this. She's 25. It was the first time I've had the experience. Maybe for 25 years, someone was telling her, don't scream until you join the club. So there you have it. I'm really reining myself in from saying something uncharitable about
it. Just say it, because we're all thinking it.
You meaning good?
Oh, here's the original Scream Club.
Here we go.
Yes.
Is it on a meaning name?
Yes.
You and him!
She still has to spell it.
E! Yeah! O! N! Y! N-U-M!
That's correct.
That's the original Scream Club.
I wonder what the dues are.
Oh, I bet they're pretty low.
Can you have guests? Can you bring guests?
Well, she
like
said,
a buddy pass?
Are you
guest?
Are you here to join?
Is there a guest fee?
It's a relatively new club, started in August.
You better take a break. Really? I can't take it anymore.
No!
You know what I'm mad about?
What?
All of those high fees I get from the other big national banks.
Wow, segue.
That's a segue right
Don't
there.
pay him.
Segue.
Which is why I decided to switch from my big national bank to North American Banking Company. And you know what? It doesn't matter if you're looking for personal finances, maybe you own a business. Either way, my friends at North American Banking Company are going to be able to help you out. They offer the same online and mobile banking options as the other big national banks, but the key difference is they're going to give you the unparalleled service of a community bank. And you can check them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. It's banking done differently. It doesn't matter whether you're looking to buy a home, maybe finance a new home renovation project, or perhaps get that new car that you've been screaming about. My friends at North American Banking Company are going to be able to help you out. So check them out online. It's nabankco.com to learn more. Once again, it's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and he feels fine. Joe Souchere.
Ken Barlow's 5 Eyewitness News forecast. Listen to this, calling for highs in the mid-70s and lows in the 50s this week in Joe's backyard. That means it's here already. Fall is here, and it's one of the best times to plant shrubs, trees, and perennials. Maybe the best time. That's where ProTurf comes in to improve that outdoor environment of yours. Fall weather, good for root development for all plants. Plenty of time for new plantings to establish and survive the winter. And ProTurf will provide you with a professionally designed digital image of that new landscape design before they even start the job. And it can be anything from a simple foundation plant and rock replacement to a brand new living space. And fall is the perfect time to force your equity up. To sweeten the deal, ProTurf is actually offering a state fair special right now. One of two, either a 6-foot Colorado spruce or a 2-inch sugar maple tree with any project of $4K or more. It's a free tree deal, but it has a value of $650. It's a limited time offer, only good until they run out of trees. Log on to professionalturf.com, fill out that tree estimate right now, and get that project started. They've been around since 1982, specializing in landscape, lawn treatments, and irrigation system service. Professionalturf.com.
Here's John Heidt.
Thank you, Joe.
Here's John Heidt in the newsroom.
Thank you, Joe Cocker.
This news update brought to you by North American Banking Company. A quick sports note, Nate Schmidt brought the Stanley Cup home to the Mac Arena in St. Cloud as he took his turn spending time with the Cup. After 12 seasons in the NHL, Schmidt finally captured the trophy with the Florida Panthers this June. He said, I've been chasing this thing for a long time, and he said he never imagined a moment like this. In just a few months, Schmidt begins a new chapter in his NHL career. He signed with the Utah Mammoth in July. Former Gopher, he also went to high school at St. Cloud Cathedral. Schmidt is excited to team up with another Gopher hockey alumnus playing in Utah, Logan Cooley.
I now remember why I was confused, Johnny. I thought he was a Mankato kid, but he did play for the Gophers because we had him on the highly rated Judd and Fun show back in the day from the team bus as they were driving to the Frozen Four, which was pretty cool. Great kid. Really good guy.
In news, a new record for the first Monday at the State Fair yesterday. 145,022 people came through the gates.
Wow.
That actually almost doubled last year's number on the first Monday. I don't remember last year. First Monday must have had bad weather.
It was. I think it was rainy, yes.
Yeah. Last year, only 80,000, a little over 80,000 people were at the fair on that first Monday. The previous record, if you're wondering, they beat it by about around 600. It was in 2017, 144,504.
That's what the day I tell everyone that has young kids, go on the very first Monday that's not go the Monday that's not Labor Day.
Why?
Because it's always the lightest attended day of the fair.
It wasn't yesterday.
I know. That's what John was just saying.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's a record.
Yeah. Two Minnesota Senate districts with special primary elections today. After Senator Nicole Mitchell's resignation and Senator Bruce Anderson's death last month, the Senate seats for District 47 and 29 need to be filled. They'll hold primaries today to figure out who runs in November. Political watchers say the seat vacated by Anderson in District 29, which includes much of Wright County and parts of Hennepin and Meeker counties, will likely be filled by another Republican. However, some think District 47, which includes Woodbury and part of Maplewood, could switch from Democratic to Republican after Mitchell's burglary conviction. Any change would be significant, of course, as the DFL currently holds just a one-seat majority in the Senate, which would flip to a Republican majority if both special elections go red. Three Republican candidates on the ballot in District 29 today: Rachel Davis, Michael Holmstrom Jr., and Bradley Kurtz, while Lewis McNutt is the lone DFL candidate in that race. District 47 has just one Republican candidate, Dwight Doro, and two DFL contenders in Ethan Cha and Amanda Hemmington Yeager. Following the special primaries, the special election will take place on November 4th. That is the date of the general election. Polling places for the primaries today open until 8 o'clock.
Did Kenny have a stroke? I'm looking at him on the screen, and he's very still.
Remember the discussion we had?
He's frozen.
What? Oh, he left? Oh, I thought he was
He's still there. I see him.
something wrong.
He's just sitting really still.
Man, is he still.
So the moral of that last story, John, isn't able to flip a seat. We just have to have the current sitting candidate be convicted of burglary.
Apparently.
Took a long time for her to own up to that, didn't it?
Minnesota Senator John Hoffman made his first public appearance since the attempt on his life 2 months ago. He talked about that meeting we talked about earlier, the Democratic National Committee's meeting in Minneapolis yesterday. He was shot, you remember, June 14th, 9 times when a man impersonating a police officer knocked on the door of his home. Hoffman's wife, Yvette, also shot 8 times, and they said in a statement they're both incredibly lucky to be alive. In his speech yesterday, Hoffman said violence has to push the country forward. He said, quote, "The evil and violence on June 14th cannot and will not win. Our nation did cross a threshold on that night. In this horrific experience, what I've heard is a resounding voice from people across our country and across the political spectrum is this: it isn't about politics anymore. It has to be about right and wrong."
Boy, he's the opposite of cockwomble. Yeah. He says reasonable, civil things.
A Minnesota trade association is suing the city of Edina over a tree ordinance the group says violates Minnesota law. Housing First Minnesota filed the lawsuit yesterday. Right now, Edina requires property owners to submit tree protection plans and either replant or pay fees when a tree is removed for construction. Housing First says that fee is illegal since it hasn't been authorized by the legislature. The organization says it first contacted the city about the ordinance last fall, but is taking this step now because the city hasn't made any changes. Our friends down at 5 Eyewitness News reached out to Edina city officials for comment, but was told the city does not comment on pending litigation.
Wait a minute. John, start that story over, please.
You just want the part about...
No, read okay. Exactly what you were reading.
Trade association suing the city of Edina over a tree ordinance the group says violates Minnesota law. Housing First Minnesota filed the lawsuit yesterday. Right now, Edina requires property owners to submit tree protection plans and either replant or pay fees when a tree is removed for construction.
Stop.
Uh-huh.
These are the people who think nothing of clearing trees for a bike path.
Right.
But if you clear trees to build a house, they want money from the builder?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, yes.
So,
even though you own the property.
So you'll go down Summit Avenue with this absurd idea of turning it into a regional bike trail. You'll tear down every tree that gets in your way. I guess the taxpayers would pay for those trees.
This has to be for construction, too. It can't be just a...
What a bunch of BS.
Wow. Mm-hmm. From the Star Tribune, the Minneapolis City Council has voted not to extend 2 city contracts with a church and nonprofit run by a prominent North Minneapolis pastor who made threatening statements toward the Minneapolis City Council in February. The city's neighborhood safety department had asked the council to approve a bundle of violence prevention contracts, including 2 contract extensions with entities associated with the Reverend Jerry McAfee. McAfee is a pastor of New Salem Missionary Baptist Church and operates several nonprofits that have done violence violence prevention work for the city. Such community violence prevention programs have received tens of millions of dollars in taxpayer funding since the murder of George Floyd by a Minneapolis police officer in 2020. McAfee's church and various companies have landed nearly a dozen city contracts over the years, most of them since 2022, worth a total of $1.6 million. McAfee roiled City Hall in February when he interrupted a council meeting and went on a rant that some council members viewed as threatening and homophobic. McAfee accused council member Jason Chavez, who is LGBT, of acting like a girl. Weeks after his diatribe, the city's Neighborhood Safety Development Department pulled back for review a $650,000 violence interruption contract with McAfee's nonprofit called Salem, Inc. The department had recommended the council approve the contract, but on the day the council was set to vote on it, 2 employees of another McAfee nonprofit, 21 Days of Peace, were charged in connection with a March 10th shootout in North Minneapolis. Hours later, city officials pulled the contract, have not commented on its status since. But last week, the same department forwarded a package of 11 community safety contract amendments to the council for consideration that included contract extensions for McAfee's Church and Salem, Inc. But the council voted 6-3 to deny the contract extensions. Separately, the council passed a resolution reallocating the funds to other contractors to provide the services instead.
Well, here you had a case of almost the right outcome for completely wrong reasons. First of all, it's just personal between them and McAfee. Secondly, they should deny all the contracts. These are absurd. They've resulted in nothing. There's no way to measure their efficiency. There's no way to measure their results. This is just more money taken from the taxpayers to, it's hush money. It's just quiet money.
Do we know?
You take this money and you just go shut up. They don't stop a damn thing. They've never stopped anything, and they never will. This is what's the word I want? It's not hush money. It's almost racket money. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. They should not issue any contracts for this. You have a police department, put the money in the police department.
Okay, one quick question. Feedback on Reverend McAfee addressing Jason Chavez. Was he offended or was he pleased with that comment?
I don't know.
He was offended. He found the comments homophobic.
Okay,
That's what started
Just
this whole
checking.
mess.
Okay, thank you.
And a major business deal involving the Twin Cities Caribou Coffee in a roundabout way. Caribou's roasting and packaged coffee business will soon have a new corporate owner as part of an $18 billion beverage company deal announced yesterday.
Holy crap.
Last year, Pete's, JDE Pete's, that's the coffee company, paid Minneapolis-based Caribou $260 million to run Caribou's roasting operations. That included retail and food service coffee bean sales. Now, Keurig Dr. Pepper intends to buy Pete's and eventually spin off the combined coffee brands into a separate $16 billion business. That should not change much operations-wise for Caribou, according to folks involved in the deal. The roasting partnership with Caribou's Brooklyn Center Roastery will continue as Pete's ownership shifts to Keurig Dr. Pepper and subsequently a new coffee company.
What's a cup of coffee cost you at Caribou's if you wandered in to buy a
I'm the
cup?
last person to ask. I'm not a coffee drinker.
I would say, go ahead, John.
It's about $2, depending on what you get, what size you get, anywhere from $1.99 to $2.99.
Well, that's pretty cheap because coffee, if you buy it, it's getting more and more expensive.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I haven't bought one in a while, so you might be
we
right.
We have coffee right here that you guys rave about.
John, is there any word as to this new way of roasting? Yeah, I know he's not there, Joe.
No, I'm looking at John.
Yeah.
What's the name of the coffee company?
Custom Roasting.
Custom Roasting.
It's in Buffalo, Minnesota, and you can go online and order from them anything you want. I especially like the Boundary Waters myself.
Is there
Kenny
any
likes
truth to
French
the rumor,
fries.
Johnny, that they're going to incorporate a new method of distribution with this new outfit called Pete's, where they're going to bash the coffee beans with a golf club in the driveway?
No,
I've done that.
A ball peen hammer.
Yeah.
That's not part of the new process.
Didn't have a grinder.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
No.
What's he doing out there?
Oh,
Why don't we take a quick break?
I haven't
here?
been invited back.
Right.
Shocking. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Shocking. Yeah. Let's go get a cup of coffee now and hear from Mr. Reavers.
You know why they said what they said to Joe? This guy, He's nuts.
Uh-huh.
We are nuts, and wearenutsmn.com. I got to hand it to those fine folks. And all the UGLers that stopped by the booth at the Minnesota State Fair, Mike Fredoloni and I dropped by at about 3:30, 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon. They said there has been a GLer stop by every about 10 minutes at the We Are Nuts booth on Friday. That was really cool. And I did get to sample the new dill nuts that are out there at the Minnesota State Fair, which are fan-freaking-tastic. And I hope they keep those in circulation, by the way. But here's the thing. Stop by at the fair, and if you're not at the fair, you can also pick up We Are Nuts at any one of your Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores locations. You can also pick them up at Max Hardware, Kowalski's, Lunds and Byerly's. They're all available there. More locations coming soon, but you can also order them online at wearenutsmn.com. Johnny Heidt told me he is now a big fan of the bourbon almonds. Is that correct, Johnny Heidt?
Yeah.
That really sounds good.
The bourbon toffee almonds are really good.
You got a little smoky thing from the bourbon, and then you got, and
here's the
maple.
only problem. You got to pour about half of them in another container and get them away from you.
Yeah.
Because I will sit and eat the whole thing.
You can't leave a jar of several of their flavors in front of you because you'll eat the whole damn thing.
Right.
It's no contest.
Can someone who's given up drinking eat them?
Oh, for sure.
Well, they're not loaded with whiskey.
There's no alcohol. No, it's just a bourbon flavor.
It's not like when you bite into them, you get a shot of booze.
Bourbon's a flavor.
Okay.
Comes out, bourbon.
Anywho, check out all of their fine snacks on their website, which is wearenutsmn.com. And you know what? It's a great family-owned operation. The dad, Jim Bird, I had a great conversation with him last week as well. And they're so happy to be partnering with us here in Garage Logic. Again, wearenutsmn.com.
The Earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
Brooke?
Yes.
You're on.
I know that. I was pausing as we
dramatic
ease into the. For a couple of years now, GLers, I've been sharing with you all the great things that the Minnesota Freemasons have been doing, donating millions of dollars annually to support cancer research, healthy aging studies, and children's communication disorders. Just to name a few of the great things they've been doing. The Freemasons throughout Minnesota, they're working together to make the world a better place, focusing on core values just like we do here in Garage Logic. Authentic friendship, personal growth, helping those in need. If you want to learn more about that, go to mnfreemasons.org. Also, we had a wonderful Masonic Civility Project yesterday at Red Wing High School. And what they do there is they rediscover the power of respect, empathy, and connection. The initiatives invite the next generation to reclaim civility through real conversations, timeless etiquette, building community. They will have more civility projects. Stick around as I announce what the next couple of dates are. But if you'd like more information, visit mnmasoniccharities.org/civility project. Again, yesterday was a great, successful Red Wing High School event. More info can be found at mnmasoniccharities.org/civility project.
Thank you, Rookie. In national and international news, Americans' view of the economy declined modestly in August as anxiety over a weakening job market grew for the 8th straight month. The Conference Board saying this morning its consumer confidence index ticked down by 1.3 points to 97.4 in August, down from July's 98.7, but in the same narrow range of the past 3 months. The small decline in confidence was in line with the forecasts of most of the economists who were surveyed. Meanwhile, U.S. consumers with the highest credit scores are starting to fall behind in debt repayments, according to credit scoring company Vantage Score. Late repayments over 90 days were up 109% year over year in the Vantage Score Super Prime segment, while the Prime segment posted a 47% increase year over year. In relative terms, the sharpest increase in delinquencies was seen in Super Prime and Prime customers, who are usually considered the most financially secure.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Was Johnny Height's news story in violation of? I heard down tick. Isn't that the same as up tick?
Oh no, there shouldn't be a down tick.
No, I said the index ticked down. I don't think that's a
Joe,
down.
It's your shot.
The word
Chris,
tick.
your dyslexia.
If you hear the word tick, it's a horn.
I don't like ticks.
I'm not going with tick.
I'm going to protest to the league commissioner.
All right.
You're going to file a grievance?
Yes, we'll
Okay.
file a grievance.
Well, ticks, have no ambition.
Nope.
In what is sure to turn into an extended legal case, President Trump says he's removing Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook effective immediately, according to a letter he posted on Truth Social last night. Under the Federal Reserve Act, the only reason Federal Reserve governors can be removed from their position is for cause or some kind of wrongdoing. Cook has not been charged with any crime. Her removal is likely to lead to a court battle between the independent central bank and the executive branch. The Supreme Court said in May, while granting Trump the ability to remove members of other independent agencies, that the Federal Reserve is, in their words, uniquely structured quasi-private entity that has its own distinct historical tradition. The president is citing a criminal referral from Federal Housing Finance Agency Director William Pulte, in which Pulte accused Cook of mortgage fraud. In a statement, Cook responded by saying President Trump purported to fire me for cause when no cause exists under the law. He has no authority to do so. I will not resign. I will continue to carry out my duties to help the American economy as I've been doing since 2022.
John, what are your thoughts on Trump trying to make it illegal to burn a flag?
That actually is my next story.
Oh,
Joe.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
President Trump signing an executive order yesterday seeking to penalize people who burn flags, although courts have long upheld the practice as legitimate expression under the First Amendment. The order aims to prosecute people who burn flags associated with other violence, such as inciting a riot, according to the president. If you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, he told reporters in the Oval Office, although the order that he signed does not specify a jail sentence. The First Amendment protects speech and peaceful protest. The Supreme Court in 1989 ruled in a 5-4 decision that burning a flag itself is a form of political expression and is not illegal.
Where do you stand on that?
Where do I stand on that? I think pretty much I'm a straightforward First Amendment guy. You should be able to burn a flag if you'd like to. I would never burn a flag. I have one hanging in my backyard. But somebody wants to burn one?
The problem is the slope that's on.
Yeah?
We've never deified objects in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's obscene to burn a flag. And I think, who was it that raced out onto the field? Rick Monday?
Rick Monday.
Yep. Rick Monday raced out on the field to prevent it. And I think that's fabulous. I think that's fair game. You see somebody burning a flag, beat the crap out of them or wrestle the flag away from them or do whatever you want to do. But the problem is, if it's a flag today, then what is it tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a picture of the president? Is it...
Right.
What? It's
well, I'm pro burning the Minnesota state flag in its current state right now, but that's not for political reasons. Just because it's ugly.
Would you perhaps like to hear from the president?
No, I know what he said.
No. I think you should hear from the president.
All right.
Chicago used to be a great city. It was one of our best cities. They used to call it the Windy City. They called it many things. Air Jordan. Michael Jordan won all those championships there. It was a beautiful thing to see. And they had the Sears Tower, and then all of a sudden they got woke and named it the Willis Tower after the brother on Different Strokes. Remember, they didn't even name it after Arnold, who said, "What you talking about, Willis?" They named it after Willis, who was the less popular black on the show. So Chicago, I think, really started to go south once, they started moving away from great blacks like Michael Jordan into more criminal things and renaming the Sears Tower after What You Talking About, Willis. And it's a very sad thing. And I do this to try and bring Chicago back. The radical left is sort of saying, oh, he wants to be a dictator. Well, let's be honest, who wouldn't want to be a dictator? It's sort of fun, It's kind of, imagine if I didn't have to threaten Congress and pay all my legal bills to get the same result. Imagine if none of this stuff even happened. That's what being a dictator. So I'm like a dictator with more red tape. There's more red tape. But it's everybody loves what I'm doing. All the people say, sir, we need more dictator, not less, more please. And they say please, and they say sir, and that's how you know they want it. But Chicago is a unique case because it's become a total violent hellhole. And L.B. Pritzker, we call him L.B. because he's a big guy, so it's like pound. It's called humor. He's a nasty guy. He's talking a lot of trash. But I've decided we are going to bring National Guard troops to Chicago, and to run them, to organize them, I am appointing a very special person that Chicago loves, and he's actually a friend of Michael Jordan. Some people know him as Robert Kelly. I call him R. Kelly because he's our Kelly, okay? And he has a strong history in Chicago of controlling and dominating blacks. In some cases, it turns out to be women, but I think he can use that skill for all blacks. He called himself the Pied Piper. Remember that, of R&B? Well, now he's going to be the Pied Piper and sheriff and leader of the Trump army in Chicago, and we want him to show strong control. And we think he can do that. We think he can do that very strongly.
Sure.
So thank you, R. Kelly. L.B. Pritzker, you're a pig, and we're going to dominate Chicago peacefully.
Okay, thank you, sir.
It must be really hard for guys who make a living doing parody today.
Oh, God. That was one of his better ones.
That was, yeah.
What you talking about?
Named the Willis Tower after the Willis.
The less popular black kid on Different Strokes. Was that out of Chicago, Rook? You're a Different Strokes expert.
No, it wasn't.
That was New York.
Was that New York? That's what I thought.
Philip Drummond was a successful businessman.
Yeah. That show was right in your wheelhouse, wasn't it?
100%.
Yeah.
What'd you talk about, too?
Thank you.
Hey, what about Mrs. Garrett?
Pretty hot.
Well, the older you get.
I know. If Kenny was here, he'd be
Where's
all over
Kenny?
that.
Yeah.
He'd be Barbara Stanwyck in that.
Some fascinating video available online from this story. A powerful storm kicked up a towering wall of dust that rolled through Metro Phoenix yesterday, darkening the sky, blinding drivers, knocking out power, and grounding flights at one of the nation's busiest airports. It was a haboob. A haboob is a dust storm pushed by the wind, produced by a weather front or thunderstorm. It typically occurs in flat, arid areas. Heavy rain and wind followed Monday's haboob, delaying flights at Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport, causing damage to the terminal roof. More than 15,000 people in the Phoenix area lost power because of the storm.
Okay, if you're outside and that haboob's coming, what do? You can't breathe.
You go inside.
I guess.
You go inside.
I guess you have to go inside.
The first human case of the flesh-eating parasite New World screwworm.
Oh, I don't like the term flesh-eating or screwworm.
Has been detected in the United States.
Great.
The case involved a person who had recently traveled to El Salvador, was confirmed to be screwworm by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Maryland Health Department on August 4th. The department said the resident has recovered from the infection. The investigation confirmed there's no indication of transmission to any other individuals or animals. The parasite, if you're wondering, it's the larva of the New World screwworm fly, can devastate cattle herds, is rife in parts of Central America and Mexico. It can destroy wildlife, even kill household pets. There were serious outbreaks in the 80s and 90s in Central America. It was eradicated at great expense, only to return in the last 2 years. A sterilized male fly mates with females. This is how they kill it, but the eggs don't hatch. That's what they're planning to do. Eventually, the population dies out. That worked in the U.S. in the 1960s. If you're wondering how the screwworm works, it literally...
Not really. I'm wondering how you get it. I don't want to get this. What happens?
I think they just appear, Joe, and somehow you run into one. But it seems unlikely that anybody will. And human infections, by the way, they can be fatal, but they're very, very, very rare, and most cases can be treated.
Okay, good.
So you're okay. Sort of, anyway.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of. One more science kind of story. Chinese scientists have successfully transplanted a pig lung into a human being for the first time. The organ partially functioned before it was removed. Researchers used CRISPR technology to make 6 gene edits to the left lung of a pig whose organs are roughly human-sized. They then transferred the lung to a brain-dead 39-year-old man. At first, the lung succeeded in delivering oxygen to his blood and removing carbon dioxide. However, within 24 hours, there were signs of damage and indications the body was rejecting the organ on days 3 and 9. Scientists ended the experiment following fluid buildup. The patient was removed from life support per his family's wishes. Researchers think further experimentation could help improve retention of the lung. Since even human-to-human lung transplants often fail sooner, within hours, researchers hope pig-to-human transplants will help eliminate long wait times for organs, including lungs, kidneys, hearts, and livers.
I suppose they picked a brain-dead guy because what's he care?
Right.
He didn't know.
I'll go for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's pick a brain-dead guy and try a pig lung.
What's he going to miss out?
What's he doesn't know. Can't sue us.
So many lines here.
There really is. John, thank you so much.
Pass them up or I'll get emails.
I know. It's a terrible thing. Thank you very much.
Shall I transition?
Why not?
To Masters Maples and mastersmaples.com. I got a great email, Rookie. It also involves you. Hang tight here. It's from our buddy Ryan, loyal GLer. I tried Masters Maples on your advice. First, man, Ben is a really nice guy, which I agree. We've met both Mr. and Mrs. Masters Maples on the Mimi. I got the bundle package deal. Just got back from Alaska. I got to meet Rookie at the airport. Was able to bring back some sockeye salmon that was smoked using the sweet seasoning and glazed with the bourbon barrel-aged maple syrup. Well, where's that for us, Ryan?
Holy mackerel.
He said, wow, was it good? Here's a picture of the rewards. I will post this on social media. That's the deal. It's not just maple syrup, ladies and gentlemen. No. When you go to mastersmaples.com, there's the sweet and the savory seasonings and rubs. There's also the pure maple sugar for you bakers out there. But yes, it's the best pure maple syrup that Minnesota has to offer, made right up there in Cohasset, Minnesota by our buddy Ben. And it's wonderful. It's fantastic. And you can see all of the selection online at mastersmaples.com. And, oh, by the way, they also have a lot of really cool recipes for those of you that are still in the midst of grilling season. But go online, place your order, and if you're a town council member, upgrade to an annual membership, and you could become the GLer of the week. And, of course, win Masters Maples because of that as well. Mastersmaples.com. Taste the difference.
Hey, Garage Logicians. Stick around for a preview of American Experiment's latest podcast with Grace Keating and Katherine Johnson. This week we talk walls at FarmFest, marijuana mayhem, and Trump's efforts to clean up D.C.
So Walls was at FarmFest. This was his triumphant return to the agriculture event. Bill, for our listeners who don't know what FarmFest is, explain it to us.
Yeah, it's a 3-day agriculture expo in southern Minnesota. It's kind of grown over the years. So just think trade show in the ag business. So the FarmFest audience is very conservative now. So it's not a Bennett-friendly place for Tim Walz. It's a little bit hostile for him in greater Minnesota. You can see that electorally, and it gets shown when he comes to FarmFest.
And it's interesting given his kind of public persona when it came to being on the campaign trail with Kamala, because one of the things they really liked about Tim Walz, I think, was that sort of like rural thing he tried to have going on. They had those camo hats, remember? And then, when he actually goes to FarmFest, and has to debate Scott Jensen, the crowd was not on his side.
Yeah, and can you blame them? I mean, he did try to put out this like man of the people, rural personality, camo hat, Coach Tim Walz. That was the persona he was cultivating. And then he would turn around at home in Minnesota and say, there's just rocks and cows out there. Who cares about those people? I mean, these people at FarmFest are those people that he claims to hate because they're all Trump supporters.
Yeah, he's kind of in conflict with his own past because he grew up on a farm. He's legit. I mean, he grew up on a farm. His family's a farm, not in Minnesota, but he grew up on a farm. He represented farm country in Congress. Certainly, the first district in Minnesota is mostly rural, mostly agricultural, including. Well, I don't know. It used to be when he was there, but FarmFest is the location. I think it's in the 7th congressional, but I think it used to be in the 5th or the 1st. I'm sorry, southern Minnesota. So, but I think as a politician, he wants to be in with the cool kids, the cool liberal kids, like his Lieutenant Governor Flanagan and the teachers union. I mean, ultimately, Tim Walz is a union teacher. That's who he really is. He's not a farmer. I mean, he grew up on the farm, but I think if you asked him or if you really looked into his soul, he's a union teacher.
That was a quick preview of the content you'll find on the American Experiment podcast. Come check out the rest of our conversation at americanexperiment.org/podcast or by searching American Experiment Podcast on YouTube or any major podcasting platform. New episodes drop every Tuesday afternoon. See you soon.
He's playing his guitar.
Let's go here.
Playing the chords too.
Truth, justice, and the Souchere.
Oh, my God.
You know, we got a guy.
Flatiron Berdasky.
Yep.
Scrap iron.
Well, you can tell he ages of being Rook, but not Chris.
We got a guy in Minneapolis who wants the homeless to set up camp on his property.
So
I don't get this, and I don't know how we can get
And
away
the
with
city is going to engage in legal action to prevent it. His name is, the hell's his name?
Flatiron Berdasky.
No.
Yeah.
His name is Hamoudi Sabri. And he's got a property at South 28th Avenue and East Lake Street, and the homeless are camped out in his parking lot. And he's okay with that.
Sure. Come on, Ed, meet the
He's
fellas.
allowing this. That's why I brought you all here. He said to the press, I think you need to have a chance to do something. They claim, maybe he meant he brought the homeless here. That's why I brought you all here, because I think you need to have a chance to do something. The city claims to help you, but they don't. They keep moving you around. Sabri said to the people staying in the homeless encampment, the city wants to clean it up. And he's, I don't know. Whose side are you on in this one? Who do you root for? I mean, the government's saying you can't do this on your own property, and he's saying it's my property. I don't know what to do.
Okay, but the health, thank God it's only 70 degrees. If it was 95 and that trash that's piling up is a major...
Well, plus there's no water. There's no sanitation facilities. There's improperly stored garbage, drug paraphernalia. And I don't know what the city... he's violating... The homeless people are violating many, many city rules. So I don't know if this guy could win this case or not. But he does it there, right South 28th and East Lake Street, right across the bridge.
Who was the other Sabri guy that came up? He was a land...
Basim.
Oh, were you ringing a bell there too, Johnny?
Yeah, immediately as soon as you said Sabri.
Okay.
I'm sure it was Basim. I'll look it up. But
okay, I was trying. I didn't find it yet. But he was another guy that was in property management, and there was some kind of controversy. But this guy has just got a parking lot where he's letting them put the tents up, and there's crap all over.
Basim Sabri owns a bunch of South Minneapolis apartment buildings.
That's what it is.
Some facing foreclosure as of this past March because he hasn't made repairs.
That's right. Okay. I wonder if they're related.
These encampments are not a safe space, according to the city. We see more people move into shelter and move into stable, supportive housing when they are not in an encampment, according to Enrique Velasquez, City of Minneapolis Regulatory Services Director. The city has issued the landlord $5,000 in fines, saying he's violating public health laws. So if they're going to get him, that's probably how they're going to get him, on the public health laws.
Well, like you said, they don't have facilities there for restrooms. There. There's drug paraphernalia, and the city will help you, but you've got to stay clean.
Only because they come to... By the way, Tom Lyman sent me a piece. Did you know Henry Ford made, in the early 1940s, he made a plastic car? He used...
What?
He used soybeans.
How big was it?
Well, there's a picture of it. It looked like a
regular size?
Like a regular car.
No kidding.
That'd be great in Minnesota at 20 below zero.
The frame was made of steel, but it had 14 plastic panels. The car weighed 2,000 pounds, 1,000 pounds lighter than a steel car. The exact ingredients of the plastic panels are unknown because no record of the formula exists. One article claims they were made from a chemical formula that, among other ingredients, included soybeans, wheat, hemp, flax, and ramie. While the man who was instrumental in creating the car, Lowell E. Overly, claimed it was soybean fiber and a phenolic resin with formaldehyde used in the impregnation.
Whoa. In the back seat?
There's also apparently, and I hate to bring this up since Rook during the break was on a roll, but there's also some hemp involved in the process.
All right, let's hear from hemp, John.
We heard enough. Town council got enough of that.
Yeah. Apparently it didn't last very long, Joe, because it was totaled when it hit an acorn.
Well, see, but Henry was ahead of the curve. He was looking for a project that would combine the fruits of industry with agriculture. He also claimed that the plastic panels made the car safer than steel and that the car could roll over without being crushed.
Really?
Another reason he did this was the shortage of metal, probably because of the war effort. Mm-hmm. Henry hoped his new plastic material might replace the traditional metals used in cars. The outbreak of World War II suspended all auto production, and that included the plastic car experiment. A second unit was in production at the time the war broke out, but the project was abandoned. By the end of the war, the idea of a plastic car had fallen through the cracks due to energy being directed towards war recovery efforts. The car today does not exist. According to Overly, it was destroyed. So
wow, if you had your hands on that baby.
And then what happened? If I'm not mistaken, the Corvette was the first fiberglass plastic car. That was 1954.
Really?
Yeah. I could be wrong. That's what I'm going to go with.
That is. I just confirmed it.
You did that.
That's right. Parked in the Cracker Barrel on 94.
Only because they come to us all the way from Marloth Park in Mpumalanga Province, South Africa. The website is worldwidewaftage.com, the home of the traveling Lymans. It was on this day.
The first fiberglass car is generally considered to be the Glasper G2, a kit car produced by Bill Tritt starting in 1949.
I see.
August 22nd.
It doesn't help that I never heard of that.
Kind of FYI'd us, didn't he?
Well, you asked for it.
Yeah, but I mean, did it go anywhere? Did it happen? Did it happen for people?
Distinction belongs to 1954. I don't believe so, Joe.
On this day.
Joe, today is August 26th.
In 1731, Frenchman Pierre La Vérendrye and his voyageurs landed at Grand Portage to begin a fur trading expedition into the region west of the Great Lakes. La Vérendrye eventually established a trading post, Fort St. Charles, on Lake of the Woods.
The Corvette, also introduced around that time, had a fiberglass body, but came after the G2.
Yeah, it was until 54.
So there you go. You
Most
were right.
impressive thing
5 years later.
Henry Ford is that he made the glass.
Well, right here on the beach at the river.
That's really cool.
Like compress the sand and stuff.
You know, remember that piece we mentioned the other day written by the former copper who wrote about all the cars that are found in water?
Yeah.
One of the cars they found off that landing at Hidden Falls was a Model T. What do you want to bet? That was a car that Henry was trying to ship down the river. Because that's what he did.
Slipped off the boat or barge
Yeah,
or
because
whatever.
to get the railroad to bend to his wishes, he created a means of loading Model Ts onto a riverboat and saying, oh, yeah, I don't need your trains anymore. And they lowered the price in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, and that's why those tunnels were there, because he could feed them from the plant.
Cars came out the bottom of the bluff and went right onto a boat, and now you find a Model T off the ramp there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? On this day,
Joe, today is August 26th.
In 1848, the Stillwater Convention, why am I echoing?
Because John's itching his ear again.
Petitioned Congress to establish the territory of Minnesota. Wisconsin's recent admission into the Union meant that settlers in the area between the Mississippi and St. Croix rivers were without a government. Minnesota Territory was officially recognized on March 3, 1849. On this day,
August 26th,
in the year 2000, on Women's Equality Day, the Minnesota Women's Suffrage Memorial was dedicated at the state capitol, titled Garden of Time, Landscape of Change. The memorial was planted with native grasses and flowers and featured a 100-foot trellis imprinted with the names of important suffrage leaders in the state's history.
Were you there?
Interesting.
I was not.
Oh.
I want to thank Chris, because every time you say in the year 2000 in my head, what Chris just did very quietly there happens. And Joe won't get the reference because I'm sure he's never seen it. But I immediately do that every time you say in the year 2000.
Thank you, Johnny.
What am I missing?
On the old In the old Conan O'Brien show, they would do a bit, and they'd put lights on their face, and they go, in the year 2000.
I was thinking, in the year 25.
On this day in Minnesota sports disappointment history.
What'd the Vikes do today?
On this day,
August 26,
1981, the Kicks had their last game at Met Stadium.
Wasn't that just
they
a big
were a
party?
soccer team.
I just said hello to Tino Lettieri the other day, last Friday. He gives Garage Logic greetings.
On this day,
August 26th,
2009.
And then I had a calzone.
On August 26, 2009, ESPN.
I was going to say, wasn't this the Brett Favre debut?
Reported a schism when the Minnesota Vikings, within the Vikings locker room. But it wasn't about the newly arrived quarterback, Brett Favre. Rather, the division was between supporters of starting quarterback Tavares Jackson and backup Sage Rosenfels, with Favre having little support at the time. The term schism was used by an NFL source to describe the split among players who believed Jackson gave the team the best chance to win versus those who favored Rosenfels.
Man, what a time.
And
what a screwed up.
Brad Childress was the coach.
Yes, sir.
He said, I don't see evidence of the locker room division, but acknowledged the speculation thereof. He also emphasized that business decisions, such as Favre's arrival, would not matter if the team won, and that players would have to deal with it. The report came out just days after Favre joined the Vikings, but his arrival did not change the underlying issue, which was the split between those who supported Jackson and those who supported Rosenfels.
And Childress was right. If we just win, no one's going to give a damn.
And they won. That's right. That's why I don't remember this schism at all.
I do, because that was a Jay Glazer report, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, there you have it.
Yes, Jay.
Well, I don't know who wrote it.
Jay.
How are you?
Yes,
Would
Jay.
you like a sandwich?
Yes.
Thank you, GLers.
It has to be kosher.
Tear away rye. You tear it away. You don't even slice it. You just tear it away.
You
from the
throw
loaf.
it away. Hi, how are you? You should subscribe to the Garage Logic YouTube channel. That's right. Garage Logic has a YouTube channel, and you can watch the show each and every single day, starting right around noon. And on that channel, you can also see full segments, video shorts, behind-the-scenes footage, and, oh, by the way, you can react to the show in real time. Just search Garage Logic on YouTube, and don't forget, that's right, if you're not able to make it out to the Minnesota State Fair, go to the website, garagelogic.com, and you can check out everything that the store has to offer, including all the State Fair merchandise. garagelogic.com.
What I do love about our YouTube chat room is one of the last points here is Brad Childress. What a slug. Bring back Denny Green.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah. Okay.
Make your ready. Let's go.
Joe's ready to write the description. It is time once again that we check in with our guy, Mr. Money Talk. Josh Arnold is with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And now is the time for you to do the same. So do not delay. Do exactly what I did and pick up that phone and dial 952-925-5608. That number once again is 952-925-5608. When you call that number, you're going to get Josh. And he is there for you for that free, yes, I did use the word free, 48-minute financial consultation with absolutely zero obligation. And he will always give you the straight talk. He will never give you the sugar-coated advice. And he is on the line with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And boy, Josh, you know what? It's not so much about the Sweet Martha's cookies. It's not so much about the cheese curds or the French fries or the horse barn or anything else. It's all about the betting right now, isn't it?
Sports betting. Well, there's probably some online sports betting or the prediction markets, which are now getting some traction among many of the online gaming companies, not to mention, of course, some of the regular brokerage firms are getting involved in the prediction market. And here it is. You start in about Sweet Martha's cookie or the cheese curds or the French fries. And I know, when you're out at the fair and where you're sitting, you can smell you can smell from where you're sitting the French fry booth. I mean, it's not more than 40 yards from where you sit at the state fair. You can smell those French fries. Now, Sweet Martha's, well, now you've got to walk half a football field to go over there, and that doesn't smell as well, but at the same time, you do get that nice waft of Italian food from Vecchio's. So a lot of good food smells right around, we'll say, the KSTP Hubbard Broadcasting space that you inhabit for Garage Logic during the state fair. But when it comes to making predictions or placing bets, we're getting awfully close to the start of football season. Indeed, my son-in-law, the noted Bloomberg journalist, Joe Doe, is in town with my daughter, Marissa, and grandson, Alana Doe. But Joe Doe, he's having some friends over the house so that they can watch Thursday night football. I guess the Vikings play the Bills to start the season. Bets definitely will be placed. People will be getting set for fantasy football. Amazon, because it's Thursday night football, will be taking in a lot of dollars. Me, as we talked previously, I've set for the season with some purchases DraftKings, and this is a stock that's been up and down. It's still way off its high from I'll say its pandemic high. The company is, gaining some traction. Revenue is increasing, but DraftKings and competitor FanDuel, owned by Flutter, do face some issues around the stock, and those issues come from state governments who want more than a little bit a piece of the pie. But the prediction markets also compete with them, and that comes from the likes of Interactive Brokers, which is being added to the S&P 500 on Thursday, replacing going private Walgreens Boots Alliance. And Robinhood, also involved in the predictions market, has gotten another snub, the S&P, to be included in the 500 index. I'll say Interactive Broker and Robinhood have been, we'll say, big winners over the last year. All those two have been attracting not only some institutional advisors to their fold, but are big with individuals as well. And in particular, that applies more to Robinhood than to Interactive Brokers. But again, you can get owning those shares, and again, they're volatile, will give you a piece of the action, whether markets are going up or down. Trading activity is going to continue. And speaking of trading activity, well, I'll say mergers and acquisitions are continuing, and now maybe a faster pace. Recently announced Keurig Dr. Pepper is going to acquire JBE Peach Coffee. After that acquisition is complete, divide again the business between coffee and other beverages. So Keurig, which is a coffee company, bought Dr. Pepper, a soda company. They in turn expanded to buy Peach Coffee, a national chain that had somewhat of small competition to Starbucks. And that group also bought privately owned local Caribou Coffee. After the merger, they're going to be back as two separate companies to give you a better feel for one beverage or the other. We'll see about the other. I think the coffee chain will be more focused not on coffee, restaurant use, and much as I like to eat at restaurants, I'm not one that advises investing in restaurants. Although I will say I do have a small piece of a restaurant out at Canterbury called Boardwalk. Food is good there, a lot of entertainment, so I'll promote my little piece of the enterprise. But investing in restaurants fraught with peril, and that's whether done privately or publicly. As to beverage companies, Well, the soda companies, whether it be Pepsi, Coke, or Dr. Pepper, or actually the big winner in that has been Monster Beverage, they tend to also do well over time, steady earnings. The booze companies, on the other hand, well, right now, they might be in the stay away category, as beer drinking and even alcohol drinking is on the downside, not on the up.
Excellent advice, as always, Mr. Money Talk. And you heard him, GLers. Now is the time for you to pick up the phone and to make the call for that free 48-minute financial consultation with absolutely zero obligation. And you do that just like I did by dialing 952-925-5608, where you always get straight talk and never, ever sugar-coated advice. Josh, once again, thank you so much for the time and the chat. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
We will look forward to that. And just as a heads up, September 9th, you'll get to see what your next iPhone is going to look like.
Oh, boy. Can't wait. Thank you, Josh.
Bye.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.